We often hear the phrase, fake it till you make it, but I propose a slightly different approach. Force yourself to do it over and over again until it becomes a habit. Why this subtle shift in wording? Because faking something implies a lack of authenticity. It's a temporary solution, a mask you wear until you make it, whatever it might be. Forcing yourself to do something, on the other hand, acknowledges the initial discomfort and resistance. It's about acknowledging the power of neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change and adapt based on experience. Here's the science behind it. Every thought, every action creates a neural pathway in your brain. The more you repeat a thought or action, the stronger that pathway becomes. Eventually, it becomes your default mode, a habit ingrained in your neurological landscape. The key lies in repetition with intention. It's not just about mindless repetition, it's about consciously choosing a new behavior, a new belief, and actively training your brain to adopt it. Think of it like carving a new path through a dense forest. The first few times you walk that path, it's slow, challenging, and requires focus. But with each repetition, the path becomes clearer, easier to navigate. Eventually, it becomes your preferred route, a well-worn trail that requires minimal effort. So how do you force yourself to create these new habits? Here are a few strategies. Don't overwhelm yourself with a dramatic overhaul of your life. Begin with a tiny, achievable action. Meditate for 5 minutes, do 10 push-ups, or write in a journal for a page. Before you engage in the new behavior, take a moment to connect with your purpose. Why are you doing this? What do you hope to achieve? This clarity strengthens the neural pathways and increases your commitment. Link your new behavior to an existing habit. For example, if you want to start meditating, do it after you brush your teeth in the morning. This stacking helps integrate the new behavior into your routine smoothly. Positive reinforcement plays a crucial role in habit formation. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small. This reinforces the positive association with the new behavior, making it more likely to stick. There will be days when resistance creeps in and you feel like skipping your new habit. That's okay. Acknowledge the resistance, recommit to your goal, and get back on track. Every repetition, even after a lapse, strengthens the neural pathway. Remember, change takes time. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Be patient with yourself, celebrate your victories, and learn from your setbacks. Now let's address a common question. What if the habit you're trying to form is difficult or unpleasant? Here's where the concept of rewiring your emotional response comes in. We often associate certain actions with negative emotions. Exercise might feel like exertion. Healthy eating might feel restrictive. The key is to break this association. Start by acknowledging the emotional response. Is it fear, boredom, or lack of motivation? Once you identify the emotion, you can consciously choose to reframe it. For instance, if exercise feels daunting, focus on the potential benefits: increased energy, better sleep, a stronger body. Visualize yourself feeling invigorated after a workout. This reframing helps shift your emotional response and makes the action more appealing. Here's the exciting part. As you consistently repeat the new behavior, the emotional response starts to change organically. The discomfort fades, and the action becomes imbued with a sense of accomplishment and even enjoyment. Remember, the power to shape your habits lies within you. You are not a prisoner of your past conditioning. By consciously forcing yourself to create new patterns, you rewire your brain, transform your emotional landscape, and ultimately shape the reality you experience. So what habit have you been putting off? What positive change do you long to make in your life? Challenge yourself. Force yourself to take that first step, then another, and another. With each repetition, you build new neural pathways, strengthen your resolve, and propel yourself towards the life you desire. It's not about forcing yourself into a rigid mold, but rather about harnessing your willpower to become the architect of your own destiny, one empowering habit at a time. The concept of forcing yourself can be misinterpreted as brute force. It's not about white-knuckling your way through an activity you despise. It's about applying initial discipline to cultivate a deeper understanding of why this new habit serves you. Think of it like planting a seed. The initial act of forcing yourself to plant the seed might feel like work. You have to dig a hole, place the seed carefully, and water it regularly. But with consistent effort, something magical happens. The seed, fueled by your care and attention, pushes through the soil towards sunlight. It grows roots that dig deep, anchoring it in place. This initial forcing phase is crucial for the seed's survival. Over time, with continued care, the seed blossoms into a vibrant plant. You no longer need to force it to grow. It thrives on its own. The initial effort becomes a distant memory, replaced by the joy of witnessing its beauty and reaping its benefits. This is the essence of habit formation. The initial forcing lays the foundation for a future where the new behavior becomes effortless and enriching. Now let's address a potential concern. What if the habit you're trying to cultivate feels artificial or inauthentic? There's a difference between inauthenticity and intentionality. Inauthenticity is pretending to be someone you're not. Intentionality is consciously choosing a new behavior that aligns with your desired future self. For example, let's say you want to become a more confident public speaker. You might feel awkward and self-conscious during your initial practice sessions. This is normal. You're venturing outside your comfort zone. But with each practice session, you become more familiar with the material and the process. You start to see the positive impact on your communication skills. Your confidence grows organically, fueled by your consistent effort. The initial forcing might have felt inauthentic, but the ultimate goal, becoming a confident speaker, is deeply authentic. It aligns with your desire for self-improvement and personal growth. Here's another key point. Forcing yourself doesn't mean forcing yourself to the point of burnout. It's about finding the sweet spot between challenge and progress. Start small, as mentioned before, and gradually increase the intensity and duration of your practice sessions as you gain confidence and momentum. Listen to your body and your mind. If you feel overwhelmed, take a break. But don't let a temporary setback derail your entire journey. Remember, consistency is key. Even small, consistent steps will move you closer to your goal. So let's explore the power of community and habit formation. While the initial forcing is a personal journey, surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals can provide invaluable support. Find a buddy or join a group that shares your goals. The power of shared accountability can be immense. You motivate each other, celebrate each other's victories, and offer encouragement during challenging times. Remember, we are social creatures. Knowing others are on the same path can make the journey feel less daunting and more inspiring. So as you begin on the path of habit formation, embrace the initial force. See it as the seed planting stage, the foundation for a future filled with positive change and personal fulfillment. With consistent effort, intentionality, and the support of a like-minded community, you can transform any forced behavior into a natural, effortless habit that propels you towards the life you desire. This initial forcing phase isn't about punishment, it's about establishing a baseline. It's like calibrating a compass. The first few rotations might feel imprecise, but they're necessary to set a clear direction. With each repetition, the needle settles, aligning itself with the magnetic field. Similarly, as you consistently engage in the new behavior, your internal compass adjusts. Your initial resistance lessens, replaced by a growing sense of purpose and clarity. The key to overcoming this initial resistance lies in reframing your perception. Instead of viewing the forcing as a chore, see it as an investment in your future self. This reframing shifts your emotional response, making the action more palatable. Think yourself a year from now having effortlessly integrated this new habit into your routine. How will it make you feel? How will it benefit your life? Connecting with this future vision ignites your motivation and makes the present force seem like a worthwhile sacrifice. Here's the beautiful truth. The more you force yourself, the less forcing becomes necessary. As the new behavior becomes ingrained, a sense of momentum builds. You experience a domino effect, one positive action leading to another. This snowballing effect fosters a sense of accomplishment and fuels your desire to continue on the path you've chosen. There will be days, of course, when the forcing feels particularly challenging. Perhaps you're tired, stressed, or simply lacking in motivation. On those days, focus on progress, not perfection. Did you manage just 3 minutes of meditation instead of your usual 10? Celebrate the 3 minutes. Every repetition, no matter how small, strengthens the neural pathway and moves you closer to your goal. Don't get discouraged by temporary setbacks. View them as opportunities to learn and adjust your approach. Perhaps you need to shorten your practice session or find a more inspiring environment. The key is to remain flexible and adaptable. There's no one-size-fits-all approach to habit formation. Experiment, find what works for you, and trust the process. Ultimately, forcing yourself to do something is not about becoming a slave to discipline. It's about empowering yourself to become the architect of your own reality. It's about harnessing your willpower to reshape your thoughts, emotions, and ultimately the life you experience. So what are you waiting for? Identify the habits you've been putting off, the change you long to make. Take that first, perhaps forced, step. With each repetition, you'll build momentum, cultivate self-belief, and propel yourself towards a future filled with the habits that empower you to become the best version of yourself.